Hello, and welcome back to another Training Tips Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about putting things on repeat, repeat, repeat. Now, as trainers, especially if you train something that you've trained for years, you may have feel like you've been saying the same thing over and over and over, but we always have to remember that for our audience, it could be the first time that they've ever heard something. Building in repetition to trainings is going to help that knowledge actually stick for folks. They did an interesting study where they looked at memory retention and they did 10-minute presentations. Now, for average folks, right after that presentation, they only remembered 50% of it. A day later, it was 25. A week later, only 10%. And imagine that's a 10-minute training. We generally do hour trainings. I know organizations that put people through week-long trainings. Think about how much is being lost if we don't repeat the message. So there's several different ways that you can actually put in repetition for training. A couple different ways you can have participants take notes. You can throw out a concept and then have partner discussions. One of the things that I always like to do with a training partner of mine is we did ending circles. So what those were is we'd present the concept, and then at the end of every training, we'd have each person go around and say, what is one thing you learned and how are you going to implement it going forward? That way the participant is actually doing the repetition. So again, you can put in repetition in stories, discussions, any way you want to do it. We know that from different research, some people say it takes 3 to 5 times for folks to remember things. Some people say 7 or more because of the communication process and all the noise that goes on. So noise is anything that gets in the way of our message. A lot of times people aren't going to get it the first time. And that's okay. Just knowing that as a trainer, knowing that we have to keep repeating the message, again, is going to help that message stick. Join us next time where we're actually going to be talking about how you get over that one and done training. What are some resources, again, that will help with that repetition to make sure that training is effective? Thank you for joining us for another Training Tips Tuesday.